Hello, beautiful people. How are you? I know we're in the second week of June, but honestly, in my mind, I'm still in the last week of May because that week was just dope, plain out of this world. We started it by going to the BAL Games, my niece and I, and that was thanks to Talks who got us tickets. So shout out to you, girl, and thank you so much. It was really nice to see you again.
Next day.
This year, the ASP Summit was kicked off with a cocktail and the photo essay exhibition. It was all about climate change, and this comes after their competition, which started last year and which was part of their Road to 100 Million Climate Soldiers. After the event, I went to the salon to get my hair done, and this time I tried the flat iron. This was actually my second time trying it, and honestly, I didn't like it, at all. Even the first time I didn't like it, but I don't regret doing it because I want to try a few styles before I chop off my hair.
The next day.
I didn't want to invite them to this conversation because the next session, Akio can then benefit from my experience and her. She's one of my mentors in life, and we've come a long way together, learning from her journey and using those experiences as modeling our own personal journeys. But also the presence of His Majesty every single time we have Africa Soft Power. Because the traditional institution is perceived differently in many contexts. But this is one king who is an agent of change and transformation. And modeling that in terms of
and this has also shaped the way I look at gender, the way I engage with gender. And I've always been of the opinion that gender issues in Africa require African solutions. You know, that we discuss gender from the perspective of an African and co-create solutions that are relevant for us. And this also comes from I don't know if any of us know that even before the Beijing conference, the discussion around gender, maybe they didn't call it then, started with women in Zimbabwe. When they were talking about, these were women in the agricultural sector, who were talking about energy sector, in agriculture, in health. The thing about that is, apart from just creating jobs, businesses have also benefited because they've been.
What I've seen that is important is for there to be structure around what we're doing. The stats are clear as to what the challenges, the barriers are, and we can talk about them if we have further time. But in terms of practical action, there's need for structure, there's need for collaboration, there's need for understanding that not one size fits all, but also there's no one specific strategy to adopt. So it's going to be a combination of a lot of things. It's got to be things like set-asides, quotas, targets, as unpopular as they may be in some quarters. It's got to be education. Now, when I was studying for the Nigerian bar, say 25 plus years ago, right, I came across a case, a decision of a Nigerian judge, where they had made defilement of a 10-year-old by some man, I don't remember how old. And in sentencing the convict, the judge gave leniency because the convict promised to marry the victim. Now, I don't know when that case was decided, but it was something I encountered 25 plus years ago as someone studying for the bar. Now, a few weeks ago in Nigeria, a Nigerian lawmaker announced an initiative to marry off 100 orphan girls. In his mind, it was social impact. He was trying to free them of poverty. He was trying to better their lot. So, if you look at this individual, the judge who 20 plus years ago gave leniency because the convict, the rapist, the molester, assailant promised to marry the victim. Now, you jump 10 years plus after, we have a lawmaker who's looking to marry off 100 orphans, well-meaning. So, there you have a challenge that it is not the bad ones amongst us, it is those who think they are doing good. That in addition to the bad ones, we need to target to make the change in mindset that is necessary to take us where we need to go. And so the private sector.
Anna, what was your highlight for that session?
I think my highlight is that it's so encouraging to see that so many business leaders.
Mr. DJ, do we have something? Because now it looks like it's a dance-off. We're just gonna give you guys a minute to settle as we go into the next session. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You can have your seats.
To have another station and pick up from where we left, but I would ask that let's continue to engage in different other forums other than this. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Madam Joyce Banda might be a comedian in another lifetime. Do you agree? She's very funny. A stand-up comedian we have in the building.
The future advisors sometimes are not very well trained. They don't know how to sell the product. They don't know how to identify the needs of the consumer. So I think I have a good trainer who can know my brand and know the guideline of my brand, but also know the consumer, African consumer. It is a key, and we really need that. in Africa. And last but not least, I think if we want to
Girl, how are you? It's gonna be like you see your loading. Like you, I swear.
The storms are raging on the rolling sea, and all I want of grace. There's a side to you, all the things we say, but never to live to everything. You wait, you know everything, but I'll say fire to the rain.
Hey. I forgot to take pictures. Today I had the privilege of recording an episode with Akio for my podcast. He is one of the best DJs in the world, and here Bukuru, a musician who I also love, came to say hi to him. And this is my sister not minding her business and just having to come disturb me.
The next day.
So today was the ASP Gala and dinner, and I was assisting the MC of the event, who had also been the MC for the whole summit. Her name is Nyokafi. I'm sure you actually know her because ooh, she's amazing. She's a very talented girl, and on top of that, she's like a very kind, very funny, like killer combination. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, I just have a thing for kind people. The main agenda of the ASP Gala is to recognize individuals who have made significant contributions to the continent and the African diaspora. And this year, one of the people who were recognized is our very own Claire Akamanzi and His Royal Highness Igwe Nameka Alfred Achebe, who is the traditional ruler and 21st Obi of Onitsha, which is in southeastern Nigeria. He was recognized for his excellence in leadership and service.
Leaders. And to my mind, if we actually had the rest of Africa emulated having young women in cabinet positions, I think that, we win. We win by having young women, young fabulous women in leadership positions on the continent. We cannot win a battle, we cannot move Africa forward if we don't include young women. And if you don't include young men, so if you don't include young people, we will not move anywhere. And so that's a critical thing for Africa so far. So thank you so much to our sponsors. Thank you to the speakers who were... We got one song left. I would play all night, but it's a police situation.
The next day.
Guys, when I tell you this week was the craziest I've had so far, I need you to believe me, because after the gala, the summit, the BAL Games, everything, now on Saturday was time for our 250 podcast lab, and this was the last session. I'm definitely gonna miss this because the classes were amazing, the people wonderful, even the teachers, like, oof, I feel like this is the first time that I studied something and felt like I really, really, really enjoyed it. So again, thank you to the Ministry of ICT, GIZ, and the Digital Transformation Center for giving us this opportunity. It has been a pleasure, and we promise that we're not gonna let this go to waste. Speaking of which, I hope you all are already following me on my Instagram so that you can stay updated to when the podcast will launch, and I would like you to be part of this journey. So feel free to DM me and tell me, the kind of topics you would be interested in. Let this be your sign to hire me to model for your agency or be like the brand ambassador of your company. Because, 250 Podcast Lab also taught me that. Can we also talk about this tote bag? Like, how cute is that? So this was me the next day. I was getting ready to go with Nyokafi on her Visit Rwanda tour. And before you start judging me, that's another outfit. It's not the one you saw me in the last video. Our first visit was to the Nyamirambo Women's Center, and I'll let you listen to their story.
So when they got this when they start this for sale machine, they have just starting to repair people's clothes, but they have just as well hired 2 persons to teach them how to do this sewing. And then they start doing like that, and they apparently didn't just stop only for themselves, because there was some women who could like this training. So also we had just referred to different women this training to do the sewing. Firstly, they could just first teach them how to read a part, and then they joined up to the training to learn how to do it. Yeah. So when they
ntabwo mushobora kubyumva ukuntu nishimye gusura iyi center, kuko umwaka utangira nari narasomye igitabo cyitwa The Blue Sweater by Jacqueline Novogratz, and that book talked about Nyamirambo Women's Center, and just hearing like how they started was inspiring to me, and I wanted to be able to visit it one day, but somehow I never managed to do it. Anyways, check them out. They have very beautiful stuff. They have other services including Nyamirambo walking tour, cooking classes, handcrafting classes, and Mount Kigali adventures. After that, we went for coffee tasting, because if there's one thing Rwanda is known for besides peace and security, it's good coffee. From there, we went to visit the Sherrie Silver Foundation, and I was like ecstatic, because this is something I've always wanted to do, like ever since they opened up.
So nicely, like the energy in this room is just insane. And the dancing is just, it's very beautiful, inspiring, and it makes me happy to know that I can connect with you even though I don't know what to sing or, you know, your culture. And if you will allow me, I would love to know a move or two from you guys. I would love to learn a move or two from you guys.
Another one like you, yeah.
So this side, it's alright. Yeah, it's alright. But here, it's just that now I have like tried to put a lot of hair here, but if you could see the things that I see on this side, like my hair was burnt, okay? So I don't like that. Not at all. But it is like now.
Mutetesha umurindi zurara